So first, what I want to do is kind of revisit where you were as a new agent sitting at the office, because I feel like that is such a typical experience of agents where like you get your license and they're like, okay, go do it, go get them. And you show up on day one and you're just kind of like, oh my gosh, what are you talking about? Like, what do I even do? And there's always like that friendly mentor that comes around who's like, hey, I can help you out when you get that contract. I'm your gal, I'll walk you through the offers or whatever. But there's really, were you surprised that there was just like a lack of any of that direction or planning as a new agent?
I was I was really shocked actually. And by that time that I would sit in the office, the scope COVID was still pretty like big then, and so there was only like one other person there, and then my mentor. And like my mentor, by the way, is like one of my best friend's mom.
Cool.
So we've known each other for so long. So transitioning from like family friend to like now mentor slash coworker, it was a weird feeling. And like yeah, like when I sat there, I was just really surprised by like the lack of like I guess knowledge or help that like people would provide. They just kind of like saw me and say hi, and they tell me kind of like some of like, or at least the tenure agents would tell me to like cold call people, do open houses, all that kind of stuff here. But my first like three open houses, only like two people showed up,
Yeah.
and collectively that's 9 hours worth of just open houses. And I'm like, this is not working at all. And I tried cold calling, but I'm like, this doesn't work either. And I was also 24 then. And so I tried calling up old family members because that's what tenure agents were telling me to do. But at the same time, those people knew that I was new and that I was also younger. And so I was always tested. So it was just like really defeating. And like my mentor was really supportive with that. But um, when it came down to like the day to day, like active prospecting and all that, her method is so different from like mine that like it just didn't work initially. But now we're kind of a team now together, so it's just we're picking backing off of each other.
Cool. So you've, now that you have like kind of your processes under your belt and you kind of figured out what's working best for you, you guys have been able to find ways to collaborate and kind of support each other.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, she's gotten like she's always out talking to family friends and all that, but like I'm really active in social media,
Mhm.
and so I'm trying to also convince her to go that route too. But yeah, besides the point though, it was just a lot of agents telling me what to do, and it's like drinking from a fire hose.
Yeah.
I like had such a hard time understanding like who to talk to and all that. And at one point, I got a little discouraged because it's like, well, I'm young and like a lot of like my friends aren't purchasing homes yet or anything like that.
I
But
hear
like,
that all the time.
yeah, and it was just a big excuse for me. I think it was more just because like I was scared to reach out and I was worried that like, hey, like I'm new, but like I know what I can do because I have like a support system behind me. But I think honestly, it was just an excuse for me to like feel comfortable and be scared and be like, oh, none of my friends are purchasing a home, which this past year was obviously not the case.
Interesting. Okay, so tell me what happened after you joined Market Authority Academy.
Yeah, so well, one, I got super organized, super concise. That was the biggest thing. Having like using Follow Up Boss, using Asana, like definitely helped me. It kept everything so organized. But I think the biggest thing that stuck with me with the Market Authority Academy here was you said something like keep social media social. And I think in one of the podcasts too, you said that you use social media differently. So it's not like entirely posting, but your strategy of like engaging with people. Like that like really like hit with me well. And I was like, I love commenting on people's posts. I loved reaching out back then when I was like in college, talking to people on their stories or engaging with their stories and all that and reaching out to new accounts. So I like once I joined, I made it very clear for myself that I need to spend my mornings really effectively because that's like high peak area for me or high peak time. And so I would come in the office, do my prospecting, go on social media and engage with people that I haven't talked to in years. And I I don't know if it's just like me or other people, but like I unfollowed a bunch of people during college because like, oh, I haven't seen them in forever because they were like high school people. But then I refollowed all of them back, and now I'm like, I have built this like business off of relationships. Like those people that I've reached out to and I haven't talked to since high school or junior high, we're like close friends now. And like I've gotten so much like advice and help from other people too. I've gotten like huge discounts on different products that I use for my
Nice.
business and stuff like that. It's just the relationships I built was because the Market Authority Academy.
Thank you so much for watching this quick win series here on our YouTube channel. Of course, any resources or additional videos mentioned during this quick win are linked below in the caption, so check that out. And if you have not yet, be sure to hit subscribe to this channel and hit that bell notification icon to be notified every time we're dropping other quick wins just like this.